How many times? How many days?
You're on a roll of one right now. Hey, what's happening, Spray Wash Academy? Hope everybody's doing well today. As you can see, I'm behind me. We've got the family Christmas tree up. Hope everybody is having an amazing time here, and I take no credit for this whatsoever. My beautiful wife and my daughters jumped on here and already got the house mostly decorated. What's up, Wild West? Hope you're doing well tonight. So I am officially retired now, other than some contract consulting duties. So I hadn't even been back to my office for a couple of weeks now. So kind of cool, adjusting to life here. It's very, very interesting. But Doug may or may not join us tonight. He sent me a message earlier that he had to go and rescue somebody that was broken down. So I told him I'd be here and to just jump in and join us whenever. So it might just be me tonight with a guest appearance by my grandson. Oh, I'm seeing Doug popping in here. There he is. So let me add Doug to this. Are you ready, Doug? There he is.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So I guess your rescue was successful.
Yeah, and I told them what it was ahead of time, and they couldn't figure it out. I said it was a battery issue, and they're like, "No, it's a brand new battery. It's 3 months old. Blah blah blah." So I get out there, and sure enough, the battery cables are, the what are they called? The battery terminals are nice and tight, but the wire pops right off of the
so it wasn't
the positive side. So I'm like, I told you it was a battery issue. You need two things for an automobile or whatever it is to run, and that's going to be spark, ignition, and fuel. So without those two things, you're kind of, hey, Mr. Fan, what you doing back there, buddy?
Say hey to Uncle Doug. Put that tongue back in here. Oh man. So the actually speaking of that, I actually had somebody trying to troubleshoot a 12-volt burner the other day and linked the problem all the way back to just a insufficiently charged battery. Battery was not getting charged, and I mean, after all these things, and it was firing intermittently and blowing fuel and blowing coal and black smoke. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Enough right now. All that problems and just battery was not taking a sufficient charge on there. So kind of crazy how it could be just a little thing, and nobody thought that it was a battery. All the answers that he had and all the experts that he talked to, until they actually went and put the voltometer on there and said, hey, this is the problem. So
well, actually Wild West just slapped me in the face kind of thing. Because you also need air. That's true. He's absolutely right on that.
Air, fuel, spark.
Yep, that's it. You got to have those elements for anything to happen.
Yeah, my tree is lit, and my wife went against the whole, you can't light it before Thanksgiving, but we're going away for 4 or 5 days here at Thanksgiving. And you know what? It's actually really cool to have the time. We worked on the house, and we're going to come back from family vacation and boom. I mean, the house is going to be decorated. So kind of looking forward to that, and very excited about it. So very, very excited about that. Well, that's actually kind of a change. I'm usually the one sitting in front of that banner, and now Doug is sitting there in front of that banner. So I'm almost kind of confused because I'm usually looking at myself in front of that banner and not you in front of that banner.
Yeah, usually you're the one in front of the banner and I'm in front of something else. But I got everything set up and, been doing a lot of recording lately.
Yes,
unfortunately, I did a lot of recording. I thought I was way, way ahead of myself, only to find out that I had a bad internet connection. And so although I did all that recording, I had to basically turn around and redo a lot of it. So definitely hoping to put out I hope to get it out here within the next 2 weeks. And that'll be self-storage cleaning, how to deal with self-storage cleanings,
Right.
how to do the restoration of the doors, as well as doing things around the facility, things to look out for, that sort of thing. And that will be for the month of December, 100% free to pro members
Awesome.
only, and then
know,
for purchase for everybody else.
Those are really, if you find a lot of the owners don't care about that, but I have this sneaky suspicion that as the more and more self-storage comes about, the more important it's going to be to make your facilities look amazing. Because I know if Louisiana is anything like Florida, they have gone absolutely insane building the things, and they're popped up. Them and car washes are just all over the place.
Yeah, there's Benny's all over the place, and they're popping up brand new ones everywhere.
Yeah.
And one of our biggest clients was one of the biggest self-storage facility owners here in the greater Baton Rouge area, and cleaned his personal residence and all that. And I talked to him, and I mean he's like, because I had a very candid conversation with him about, don't you feel like, I mean, you're saturating the market really? And he's like, I don't care. I mean, they fill, and
Right.
I mean, I make boatloads of money off of them, and he wants his places clean, and which is somewhat unheard of for some of them. But I think more and more they're turning to, making sure that they look presentable.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, because just like whenever you're buying a house, just like we talk about your trucks in the wash industry, I mean, the presentation that you make speaks volumes to your potential customer. And I mean, if you're a person like who's going around, these things aren't $29 a month anymore. I mean, you're talking.
Oh, no.
Heck, I think there's one whenever, I put some personal goods in one that I left, from Spray Wash, and 150 or so a month on there.
Yeah.
This isn't the 20 years ago where there was $30 for as much space as you needed out there. They're quite expensive nowadays, comparatively speaking. And I know we've had several customers throughout the years. One of the most challenging stucco jobs that I ever did was Morningstar Storage, and we've worked over there a few times. We got in with one of the corporate U-Hauls and did a few things for them, and they paid, U-Haul paid very, very well for their concrete to be done over there. So,
well, even for us, like with a lot of the, and I know we're way off subject here, but with the oxidation on the doors and all that, you look at that and you walk up to them and you see all the handprints, and that's a super huge negative to somebody that's looking at renting a storage facility. And you have to imagine that, sometimes, the discussions I've had are about, either they replace the doors or they clean the doors, and you have to look at the expense of the two. And I know I've had conversations with people that have said, there's no way you can make money doing storage doors and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I sell storage facilities, just door cleaning, $50,000 and $60,000 a pop. And they're like, well, you're kidding me. No. And, we're getting them done in a week or so, so, you have to look at it from the owner standpoint too. If he wants to have a presentable facility, he has to look at that and say, okay, if think about this, if you're going to replace the storage doors, right, what all do you have to do? Well, first of all, you got to give notice to every single tenant. Okay. But the tenants aren't going to come and unlock their units for you.
No.
Okay? And you have to do it in succession. So what the owner has to do then is go through and cut each lock. They have to video the whole thing. They got to go through this whole process, open the door. They might have to move some stuff out the way. They got to video all this and make sure everything is 100%, compliant with the laws and blah, blah, blah. Then they got to go through, they got to replace the door. The cost of the door alone can be $1,200. Then they put the thing down and they got to put a new lock on it. Then they got to mail keys and they got to get to it. It is a big hassle to replace those doors.
Oh, so massive,
cleaning becomes a no-brainer.
Yeah. Or you either, the other thing you can do too is take those units out of rotation, a chunk of them at a time, because, to get a better deal, you probably need to replace 10 doors at a time on there, take them out. So you're not renting them for a month's time. How much income are you using at that thing? So I agree. I mean, if you can offer somebody a professional resolution to this at a cost effective thing, because taking something out of service and everything that you mentioned right there. Oh, by the way, now you've got to go and replace the locks and make sure that the customer gets a copy of their new key that you've replaced the lock on. So yeah, really an absolute nightmare to try and replace or maybe even repaint the doors effectively.
Yeah, and to repaint the doors, they also already know that in order to do that, they're going to have to turn around and clean them first. You if you paint a door with failed paint on it,
it's just coming off, right?
It's coming right back off. But
hey, this is where the beauty of oxidation removal, comes off and is just perfect for it. So,
well, Merry Christmas, Ray, and Merry Christmas to the Spray Wash family, even though it's not quite here yet.
Well, and we'll even start off with Happy Thanksgiving at this point, but it does feel like
you had the tree in the background.
It is kind of, as I was saying, it got done. Tanya decorated, and I was out of town in Jacksonville consulting last week, and with Crystal Clean, was running around there and went out with the night cruise and with the day cruise, and came back to this wonderful surprise. And it's so nice coming into something, a house that smells like Christmas. Tanya got these amazing candles that smell just like Fireball. She later told me that was cinnamon, but I thought it
smells like Fireball.
Sounds like Fireball whiskey to me. Michael is saying, "Hey, MTH, what's happening? Did a bunch of stores had to use shields and tape all of the time, no chemical at all on doors. Interesting. That sounds."
Yeah. And those are things you have to look at with the retention ponds that are there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they had an issue there. I mean, if you're going into like storm drains but yeah, sometimes depending on where the runoff is going, you've got to know.
Yeah. And, and it's really surprising with a retention pond, especially if it's a private on-site water management, master stormwater plan that's a private retention pond. That's usually our easy out that we have going, oh, it's going into a private pond. We're not so worried about, the reclamation, because it's not a natural pond. It's not a natural body of water, and it's not going into a municipal storm sewer there and running off to a natural lake. That really can be, this is something you need to read up in your individual area on that. But a lot of times that is that's your get out of jail free card as far as water reclamation. And,
yeah, because there are definitely rules along the lines for that kind of thing.
And also, speaking of that, it's funny you mentioned that, but Doug, I went by, saw Mom. Got back in town Thursday afternoon, saw her. So this would have been last Friday. Yeah, last Friday, I went by and saw Mom. Was sitting there just, kind of catching up and yakking with her. We hadn't spent any time together in about 2 weeks with me being out of town. But she loves to watch. She's 81 years old. She's watching Homes and Garden TV. And there's one of these house flipping shows on. I was shocked. And apparently it was a pretty popular one, because she was telling me, and the guy and his wife had gotten divorced. They had an empire, and she took part of the audience. He took another part. Don't know it. Don't watch that channel. But they were rehabbing it, or these people were flipping a house, and they were guiding the customers through what to do to flip this house. And they were draining a pool because they had to go in there and reseal the concrete pool. I'm assuming this was in California, but the part that shocked me was they had a trash pump and a 2-inch crush hose running out too. And they literally showed it with the camera, because they got a real artsy fartsy shot of the crush hose that had holes in it. And it was, tossing water up, kind of spraying up. Mm-hmm. But the crush hose was ejecting, evacuating, dispersing directly into a storm sewer. They had the crush hose run into a storm sewer, and they were emptying out the pool. And I was just, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And Mom's like, what are you talking? Why are you freaking out? And I was like, that hose is going directly to a storm sewer right there. And I was shocked, especially knowing that was probably in California.
And they're on national TV,
national television doing that. And it's like, wow, you've got to be kidding me. Now, again, maybe it's a private neighborhood. Maybe it's going to a private holding pond out there, but it was shocking to see that. And actually, and quite honestly, I think it was kind of in bad form for them to be showing that nationally. Absolutely. Because the average person isn't going to have that kind of recognition that it's a private sewer or a public sewer going into a.
Did I ever tell you that they did that for my old company? They did a Flip This House series on my company before, and it was a local edition. It wasn't the national edition, but it was a local edition, and it was fun. It was cool.
You know, before the whole Great Recession, that was, before I lost everything that I had and started pressure washing, that was literally what I did, was flip houses, and then got into real estate development. And, it really got, in fact, in a lot of ways, we always said that the flipping shows are one of the things that kind of killed that business for us, because we could go in and make 25-30% fairly, I don't say easy, but on the reg, we can make 25-30% of it. And all you really needed was access to money. And then everybody got into it. And, and you were back then at 2005, 2006, when that really got popular and people were borrowing against a 401k and something that was underperforming in the stock market so bad in those years, and going, well, hell, if I could get 10% because I'm only getting 2 and 3% from my money right now, I'm money ahead right there.
Yeah, I mean, we made excellent money with it. We used to buy a house or two a week, and we used to sell a house or two a week, and made super awesome money, and it was great. That was the same thing for me before everything went kablooey. Before we lost everything, kind of thing. So
made great money till I lost it all.
Yeah.
So Kyle's
when that happened.
Nice to see you guys when he can make it. Maybe this year for Christmas, New Year, people may effort to be friendly with their competition. No kidding.
If people would just realize that competition isn't competition, the only place competition exists is up here. It really, really does. And this is a great time of year to reach out to competitors. It really is. I mean, it's a great time of year.
Chances are they're not, gonna be overly. This is the kind of time of year that a lot of people start to chill and chillax a little bit and aren't just absolutely insane. And it's a great time to reach out to guys. You may have some spare time to grab coffee or have lunch and get to know the guys in your. Yeah, don't sit there and think that everybody's your competition, because they're not, they're not.
Mm-hmm. They're not. They can all be helpful for you. All right. So, you got to answer that question, Ray.
What's that?
The one that I had up there. What's the latest on the power wash store? I think it's going to be a building issue right now.
I went and so building right now is about between land acquisition and putting a building up. My realtor told me today I'm looking at $175 a foot. And after I changed my drawers, we went and looked at another piece of property this morning. It's one of these that they're asking $550 for it. I'm going to have to dump another $100,000 on it. To me, it's a bastard property. There's like 6 businesses in there that are all on month-to-month leases, so I'd have to work on getting them out. I've got an older 1950s house in there. It would be and it's still not in the area of town that I want to be, that I think would be just I just don't know. So I'm looking for my location. I'm literally looking for my location. In the past 3 weeks, we've gone from wanting to lease, to wanting to buy because can't find a lease. We've made 2 purchase offers, and, have been beaten out on both of them. We're going in as a cash buyer, closed 30 days, and we're still getting into bidding wars with people. So,
wow.
I want to hit some of these. We're getting a ton of comments in on YouTube, and the Facebook people can't see those. Most of us around here get along, except for the guys that take themselves too seriously. Yeah. My competition just went out of business. Yeah. And you know what? MTH is so correct right there. You are your own competition, and yep. Don't compete. You'll compete with your own complacency. Amen. Amen. Who's this Jacob Dahayahol guy? I heard he's Jacob. I heard he's a big deal.
There you go.
Kyle, anytime I see another guy, I always talk to them, make friendly. I can only make the industry better. 100%.
Absolutely.
I love going out to our supply houses here in Tallahassee. I mean, I'm always shaking hands and saying, "Hey, how are you?" Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yep.
And you'll find this too. You're right. A lot of them are really not interested. And you know what? Those are the guys that it's nice to go ahead and identify those guys, because you take them off of your Christmas card list, which is our subject tonight. Yep. I may hold on custom glass work for Resi. I know this all too well, because I am in the middle of custom glass work for residential. Tanya and I are replacing our our sliders on the rear of the house. Just because of the design, a French door won't work. We need opposing sliders, one sliding in left, one sliding in right. And our lead time was 20 weeks as of last week. Tanya told me they gave us a 20-day. We found a company today that gave us a 15-week estimated time. So wow. We're talking to a third to a half a year lead time on sliding glass doors.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
Hey, if you want, I'll run to the local Home Depot. I'll pick one up for you. I'll be over in a week.
Jeez.
And I'll do it for
the other part too is they're talking. The cost on there. Like Tanya wouldn't tell me. Tanya wouldn't tell me what the cost was, and I was like, "Oh, come on!" And me jokingly, I'm like, "What are we talking about? $3,000 here or something, for them?" And she's like, "Each." I said, "What?" She said,
"Each."
Each. And I was like, "Wow."
That is a great way. Jordan Peterson is a great author. Don't compete with anyone for anything except with who you were yesterday. Great way to live life. Abso-freaking-lutely. That's some awesome stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's Tommy saying? Don't compete with anyone, and Emma Worth and network with the right guys. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how you have to look at your competitors. You network with them, and you can each help each other grow business. We harp on it all the time. And, bad mouthing competition. Now, if they suck, I just don't talk about them for the most part. But I don't bad mouth competition. I don't, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Righteous so Righteous is saying wants to draw more than 10% out of an injector with a 5.5 gallon machine. What type of injector? So, and then Kyle said not any injector will do that. I will go back to this. There is one that I have found. Bo just said he turned me on to this, and you go in there to a 2-to-1 injector. And so I know Marco Raimondo carried them. I'm going to carry them. I've actually had a few of the adapters made on this, but instead of using the spring and the valve, the spring and the ball, you make an adapter on there. And then there's a little check valve, a little stainless check valve about that long. And you put it into a small barb. We're getting, I would say 10 to 15% out of those. I know it's really tough to measure your draw, an accurate draw, but I'm actually getting to the point to where I can clean some fairly dirty stucco with it. That's kind of the way that I measure it. Stuff that I would typically go 20% at, and it would clean up like that. So we're getting somewhere between 10 to 15% through that injector. Now, keep in mind, though, these injectors are expensive. I mean, we're paying $150 a piece for these injectors on there. The other good news is I've not found the limitation to where they stop drawing at. I'm not limited to 200 feet of hose at this point on the injectors. They're pretty dang cool. Yep. Mm-hmm. And somebody mentioned Marco Raimondo sells them. He's like one of the few commercial sources that I know of for them. I have a bunch of adapters being made, so whenever I open, I'm going to have them as well too. So like I said, 1,200 square. The little office front went from 800 to 1,400. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's.
I have a commercial building that I'm trying to lease out right now, and I had it for lease for $4,500 a month, and then I was talking with a commercial agent, and I hadn't told him everything, and he's like, right now that stuff is going for $7 or $8 a square foot. Well, the building's almost 10,000 square feet, so he's like, bare minimum, I should be charging us $6,000 a month, and I'm like, dang, really? I'll take that.
Yep. So they're all used. I don't know who this is because it says Facebook user,
right.
But 150 a piece. They're much more durable. I'm actually on my first one after 2 years. Now, granted, I'm a soft wash guy. I'm a booster pump guy. We use these probably once, twice a week. Much more now since we're complete wash trucks. But 2 years I haven't, where I'm tipping, and the guys never wash the stuff out. They never ever wash them out and treat them well. So 2 years it's still kicking. This is the link to Marco's injector that he has there. I don't understand why more people are not selling those things. I really don't, because they're pretty amazing. And maybe just those guys aren't going to pay $150 for these things, but
that's what I would venture to say is it's just the cost of them is
an injector is supposed to be $18. If it makes me money,
you get what you pay for. It's the same old thing we always talk about.
Yeah. So, guy following YouTube, insurance office in Boca, inside glass walls are 12 months out. Yeah, would not surprise me if it's custom.
Anything custom right now. Anything, period. Yeah. I mean, supply chains are so far backed up. It is amazing to see that so many of these companies, how do they even stay in business knowing that
I don't know how either, I know that I heard a local handy house, Sheila Shed, man cave, handy house thing that they bring you on a flatbed, put it at your house. They were offering specials in Tallahassee to where, go ahead and buy one now. And with half down, you're going to get 20% off, which just tells me that they don't have any in stock. And all they can do is just, order for the future out there because their lot's empty. Jacob, I'm sorry you're having a crappy day, buddy. I am very, very sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Used to be the mule. It was stainless. I'm not familiar about that.
Yeah, don't know.
Somebody else is saying they love the Washmart injector. Hot shot truckers are making bank for the. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet they are.
Yeah, it's like when was it for the Power Wash store event up in Pennsylvania? When I drove up there for that event, I was quite amazed at how many truckers were pulled over on the side of the road, and every single exit, every single on-ramp because of the shortage. I mean, the backlog of goods that need to be shipped all over the place. And so, yeah, truckers are making a killing right now.
And that was what, February, March of this year sometime? Yeah.
And it's still the same for the most part.
Right back. Hold on. I'm still here.
There you go. I want to go back to this comment up above here. Let me back up just a slight little bit. This one here. Oh. So listen to what these guys are saying, talking about real estate. That should be your end goal. I'm going to tell y'all, if you're not thinking about having real estate in your portfolio, and if you're leasing your buildings, you really should start looking at the purchase of your buildings and try to find something, because real estate has gone up and up and up and up. I mean, I know my building, that if y'all watched the video a couple years ago when I bought it, I mean, I'm not even sure what it's worth anymore, but it's everything. Real estate continues to go up and up and up. It's one of the true things you can really count on. And when you get to that point where you pay it off, I mean, things drastically change, where you're no longer either dealing with that mortgage payment or that lease payment. Ray, you already know, you're not over here, you're over here. Ray, you already know, when you're looking at leasing a building at $6,000, yeah. And now if you look at purchasing it where that $6,000 will go, it's a tremendous difference.
Well, and I talked to you about this, Doug, with the one option that we had, and it was in a horrible location. Well, I don't want to say horrible. It was not in a location to where I would be able to sell bleach on a daily basis. I'm sure everybody that came out to see me would probably walk away with 50 gallons of bleach. However, it was not on the main drive thing. You're not going to stop in to get a hose repaired for me. You're not going to stop in to get a tip. But at the same time, so we're looking at leasing. They wouldn't sell it, but we were at $6,000 a foot, and we're at $6,000 a month. They wanted $8 a month plus a cam fee on there. It was triple net. So we were paying their taxes, their insurance, and their maintenance on top of it. And, I was telling you, I was like, I've got to immediately get in there and start building rigs, which was not something I really wanted to do. But, I almost have to get that additional income going in there and make myself, it's an additional component of the business that I'm going to have to do and rely on the income from it. And I kind of want to build trailers on my own, terms and stuff.
Absolutely. But there's a lot of it out there. I mean, I still get calls from guys. Hey, who's the best person to build this, and who's the best person to build that? Kind of a thing. So.
And I'll also, though, I will say this about real estate. And these gray hairs are a combination of age and stress, but. I have also gone broke once in my life too, through real estate. And it can be a double-edged sword, but in general, over the past 12 years, you'd have done very, very, very well on it. It also scares the living shit out of me to buy at the top of the market out here.
Right.
Pay for the, it's scary, it's really, really, really scary. So, Mitch is saying that Ben Mala YouTube. So I want to talk about, what I actually put in here, and I had no idea what we were going to talk about, but I was talking to the family earlier about, the show tonight. And I was like, I don't know if Doug's going to be here, because he said he had to rescue someone, but
yep.
And I looked behind me, and this is why, I'm even sitting here doing this in the family room tonight, is the Christmas. I want to talk about Christmas, and now is the time, if you have not already, your Christmas gifts for your customers, and this is one of these things to where we were always a little bit insane with the customer service. We've talked before, and you've seen pictures of, somebody would seriously walk into, some of our key accounts, and there's spray wash sticky pads, spray wash mouse pads, spray wash coffee cups, spray wash Yetis, spray wash
everything
pads. I mean, everything all over. It even kind of impressed us of how much spray wash crap they had out there. But, Christmas time is a great time to do that little gift for somebody and make yourself shine at this point, and this is one of the places where Tanya was so amazing at doing this, and she would literally And guys, thank y'all for the comments on the trailers. And yeah, we'll build something amazing out there. But you know, this is where Tanya just with her cut, and I would go out too. I would wear my funky Christmas blazer that I had with the reindeer and on there, and Tanya would actually dress up like an elf and run around and spend 3-4 days, maybe even a whole week, delivering gifts to the customers out there. I remember when we started out, one of the things and I think this might have even been before Tanya, like maybe before she'd even joined me or first year she had joined me, popcorn, you know, and I always remember the popcorn, and I couldn't afford the popcorn. I honestly, in full disclosure, I could not afford the caramel corn, the nice cheese popcorn and the designer tins, because they were like $25 a piece, you know, guys, to mail it to it. And I was like, well, we can do it a little cheaper than that. We can do something kind of custom. And I went onto the internet and I found the popcorn flavoring places. And then I went to the Party Time Rentals and I rented a popcorn machine. And then we would sit here and we found tins online. They were like $3 to $5 a piece. And so and then I took cardboard, like the white poster board, to make the dividers in there. And we put some funky flavors. We did like a savory and a sweet on there. Well, we would do a kettle corn. We would also do then like a dill pickle, or we do a cheddar cheese, and you put them in trash bags and you shake them and shake them and shake them and then portion it off. And, you know, it was cool. One of the things that we noticed about that is the second year after we did that, or the year after we did that, we were getting calls. We were getting calls. We were going, are you sending the popcorn out again? Are you doing the popcorn again? And all of a sudden it was like, wow, we've stumbled.
That was a hit. We didn't realize it.
Because people were like, I love that dill pickle popcorn that you sent, you know? And we're like, okay, well, I guess we're going to do popcorn again.
You know, one of the key factors of that is that your gifts don't, if you can afford to spend money on things, great, your company's doing great. But especially as a startup, and even if you can afford to spend money, sometimes it's almost pointless. First of all, it is, you know, let's get sappy. It is the thought that counts this time of year. And putting that extra thought into doing something like that, you can even do like cookies with recipes. And I keep going this way because that's where you are on my screen, but you're actually over here. So even like Ray did with buying the tins, no, but now if I go this way, you're over here. It's still opposite, no matter what.
Hey, and Kyle, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate. I know you don't have a lot of time online, but thank you so much for tuning in to us. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Who was that?
Kyle. Kyle Blackwell.
Yeah. So, you know, even with Ray's situation, you could have just gotten clear bags to put it in. You know, if that's what it took, get a bunch of smaller clear bags. Yeah. It's not. You probably could have done everybody that you needed to do for $150. Yeah. You know, if you did it that way.
Yeah.
You probably spent under 500.
I'm not, you know, there's two people that would receive the Christmas gifts from us. One, the valued customers that we like and we want to impress and want to keep. Second off, the people that we want to get in to see. I mean, the people that, so I might not be doing the custom Yeti or Arctic for them, you know, but I'm going to do something that's more like office wide for them and make sure that, you know, and I know that we've done, and I need to actually put this out in a video format on individual classes that you and I have done. You know, we've shown you know, we've given a couple of different bakers carpal tunnel syndrome, because we would do a plate of cookies, you know, at Christmas time or at Easter, another big thing. And we would have, you know, let's say there'd be 200 cookies on there. We'd have them blue iced and white iced. And then we'd take about 50 or 60 of the cookies and we'd have them literally scroll out, spray wash, then with, you know, a couple of the little, you know, the spurts up top of it. And put those out there with a nice card that says, hey, you know, Switchbacks messes up our parodies. Oh, I love it. Pressure washing bugs. So, you would sit there and do little things like that if you're trying to get to or a nice little cheese tray or a Danish tray.
Mhm.
Keep in mind, this is the time where offices tend to gather more. Get out there, host a breakfast meeting for these guys. I mean, I think last month we spent like $500-600 a month on one of our key accounts, and they said, "Hey, we're having our quarterly meeting. Do y'all want to have Do y'all want to do lunch for them?" Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Send the offer out to let them know you'll do that for them.
Michael saying, they send out cards for years, service you can hire or do it yourself, loading the contacts, the hardest part. Yeah, it is. That's one of the reasons that I got your present right here, Scott.
Yeah, I blew him a kiss already. We're good.
But, this is one of the reasons that data is so important, and to stay in contact with these people and to
you have to remember too that in a lot of these areas, you get the property manager or your contact might not always be the same. Yep. They change from time to time. So leaving the gifts and bringing the gifts and doing those things, not just to the person in charge, yep, but like Ray said, he did it as a company-wide kind of a thing. That way, everybody kind of knows your name. That way, if somebody new does come in, they already know who to deal with.
Right. Exactly. I'll tell you this. Here's I don't mean to sound cheesy here, but let's say you've got a large property management firm, which, is one of our specialties. You've got a very large property management firm, and you're a pretty new agent there, but all of a sudden Spray Wash puts in a plate of cookies, a $300 cookie tray at a breakfast meeting out there. They're going to kind of assume, okay, Spray Wash must be somehow tied into this office right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we maybe, so even without, you tend to own their mind. And even though that nobody in that office may even use you that much, they don't necessarily know that.
And the chocolates are something you can actually have chocolates made with your logo on it. Yeah, you can have a logo or a greeting or anything to that nature. And it's fairly inexpensive, believe it or not, when you really look at it.
So, well, one of the things that we did, talking about, inexpensive, cute little, like when Tanya did the butterfly marketing, she still does. She's still under contract, but the flit in, flit out. And it was literally, I went to, I think it was Sam's Club, ordered, the individually wrapped butter mints. Mm-hmm. You can get the wrappers in custom colors. We ordered 5,000 or something of the blue wrapped butter mints. And then we went to another place and ordered 5,000 of white wrapped, and you could get your logo printed on there, Spray Wash, phone number, website. Tanya would take would have literally a pouch, like in her purse, she would have business cards and grab a handful, have some white and blues in there, and go put it right on the person's, either their desk or their chair, whenever she was flitting in and out, doing the marketing on there. That wasn't Christmas per se, but those things even made great fillers for any other gift we gave throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. There's so much you can do. I mean, and think about the time frame that we're in right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's one of the biggest things everybody's talking about? COVID, right?
Yep.
So you could even do custom printed masks, right? Yep. You can get into the stuff that has been around for a long time. Coffee mugs, mouse pads, think about flash drives, all kinds of stuff that you can have your logo imprinted on now.
Absolutely.
Hats, but I'm going to say the masks and even, I'm betting, I don't know, I haven't looked at this yet, but what about, the sanitary wipes that you pull out, having the logo put on the outside?
I've actually gotten little bottles. I've gotten little bottles of hand sanitizer that have been custom done out there for people. Matt had just talking about, always a good bottle of booze. Chocolates are good. Mm-hmm. Now something I like to do here besides just it, and here's the one problem I have with edibles. So I feel that you should have a notepad, sticky tabs, something else with it, because if you're going to give somebody a consumable also make sure you're giving them something that's going to stick around, like the mouse pad, you know,
sticky notes,
the sticky notes, like the graph paper, things like that. You know, I'll share one. I may have one in my truck, but
you know, I got a weird one that just came to my mind. What about this is off the wall, just popping in my head. What about giving them Bitcoin, pieces of Bitcoin?
You could, you know, if you wanted to do that.
I don't know. It's just something that kind of, you know, I'm going to remember you if $5 worth of Bitcoin, $10 worth of Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, it's just, I would do that.
It makes sense, you know. You know, I actually pulled some of these out beside me. So yeah, I showed you, you know, this one, that's an Arctic. And I found the guy on Facebook, Backwoods Laser Engraving. So, and then Arctic, I doubt they're doing it now because of the supply chain, but Arctic they would used to have buy one, get one free or 30% off case sales just before the holidays. And I would go and this guy from Backwoods Laser Engraving, look him up on Facebook. I would have Arctic, literally, I'd go and buy it. Arctic would ship the cases directly to him. He would go and laser engrave 1 or 2 cases of these for me every year. That would be our big Christmas gift for the people. We might put a pack of hot cocoa. We might put a pack.
Definitely put something inside, yeah.
You know, or might stack it full of you know, stick the sticky notes and jam them down in there and stuff. But you know, people keep these nice double walled, you know, Tervis and Yeti and Arctic tumblers, you know.
Yeah. And they work really well.
Yeah, they really do. You know, various coffee mugs. I think there was 4 or 5 different coffee mugs that we had out there. Sometimes we get like some of the Santa's White Christmas coffee from Barney's, you know, and stick a little thing of that in there and give it. Movie passes are good. Oh, here I've got some more. I actually wrote some down that we've done. Movie tickets, and these don't necessarily have to be Christmas. You can do this at any time of the year. You know, probably the one that was most famous, and I was on here a couple months ago doing one. I was actually drinking the last one that I had, but wine. We would go to we'd get the $2 chuck back then. I don't know how much it is now. But from the Charles Taylor Vineyards, which was, who's the place? Damn it, Trader Joe's. The Trader Joe's, and go get the $2 chuck, which was a fairly decent, you know, wine that they had. For this, Scott, for this. We would go and get that. Then I would soak them in water, scrape the labels off, and we went to a place called Stony Creek Winepress.com and order custom wine labels. And sometimes we would even put photos of our rigs in action. That would be the label of it with our logo on there. It was amazing. You know, the response we got from that. You get a customer of their building being washed a bottle of wine, they're going to start talking, you know? Yeah.
I don't understand this one, Matt. You're going to have to explain this one to me. We did stress pigs one year.
Stress pigs are the little squeezy things, the little stress balls, but they're shaped like a pig, you know?
I got you. Now I get you. Yeah. That'd be good.
That would actually be a really cool one. You know, and make some customer say, don't stress, call Spray Wash. You know,
I was thinking earlier today about I don't have to do it anymore, but sometimes you run into those clients where they won't accept anything. They can't accept anything, and they say, you know, we can't accept that. You can't leave gifts behind. You can't do this and you can't do that. So one of the things that you can do for that type of a client, and you'll make an impression on them. I'm telling you that you will, and that is make a donation to a charity in their name. And give it to them. Okay. Because that's not something that they're receiving. It's something that's being given on their behalf. I guarantee you they're going to remember you because of that. Because who does that? Nobody.
No, absolutely. You know, mobile. I love this with Steven, mobile device charging blocks. Oh my gosh.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you know, and you had mentioned earlier, USB drives. I mean, how much
Yep.
do we need those nowadays?
And you can get your logo put right on them.
Midwest is saying Academy has Magellan Outdoors throwback. So 20-ounce double wall, basically be like this. That's the
$5.99.
powder coat right there. Probably this is the art. I think that's the Arctic. Is that the Arctic brand? Yeah. Yeah. And then they just, you know, ordered 25, add your logo on there. Hell, you can even get like a little laser engraver for $300-400 if you wanted to do it yourself, you know, or set your daughter up in business and have them do it for you. So
It's really not that difficult at all.
and he is right. Some government is a no-no. Some government, it might be a no-no, but if it's like, hey, I got a little something.
There's
Okay,
still
you know
people.
what? There's a 3-letter college that I ain't gonna say the name of since government supposedly a no-no, but I ain't never had anybody turn something down here, you know, and I think some of it might be a $25 or less. You have to report it. Okay, what's the value of this? You know.
And that's the thing. I mean, you have to remember that even if it's a no-no, you're still dealing with people.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like stuff. And I mean, I'm not in any way encouraging you to, you know, do something wrong, if you would, but you know, it could be as simple as, well, what car is yours? Don't you have a car out in the parking lot? Which one was yours? Oh yeah. Okay. And then leave something on the windshield for it. I mean,
I literally had a Walmart manager once who I gave him I needed him to sign the ticket, you know, where he did the store stamp, and I handed him my pen, and I tried to go back, and I was like, just keep it, you know, it's a spray wash pen, keep it, you know, obviously you need a pen up here at the front desk. You know, oh no, I cannot keep a gift from a vendor without, and I was like, dude, it's a 29.
It's a freaking pen.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, you obviously can't walk to the back and get one. So I was just, you know, trying to be.
Obviously, I've been playing hide and seek for you in 2 hours waiting for your freaking Walmart store stamp. Was that my outside voice?
You know, one of the things that I've done in the past, something I like to do, I like to support, and this isn't something that directly brings us business every single time. It's not somebody that we technically even do business with, right? But the local sheriff's department and the police department, right? So I'll go out every year and I'll get a gift that I can give out just at random when I see an officer on the side of the road, an ambulance on the side of the road, you know, firefighters, you know, whatever the case may be. And what we'll do is we'll swing by if they're stopped somewhere and we'll give them a gift. Okay. And I don't say anything. Obviously, I have a wrap truck. I've got my shirts on and all that. You'd be surprised at how powerful that actually was for us. So I think
we talking about that several times.
The year before last, I gave away little clicky pens, you know, flashlight pens.
Right.
Unfortunately, the pens themselves sucked. I didn't know that when I bought them, but I bought them in bulk, and I bought the batteries in bulk. And then I would go and hand them out to find out that they kind of sucked. But that didn't hurt our reputation. It still helped us because they knew that we weren't asking anything. We were just giving them freely, and they enjoyed that. I went to a gun show probably 5 months ago. And when I went to the gun show, I wasn't dressed in Cajun soft wash garb or anything to that nature. And the police officer that was at the door recognized me, and, you know, they will give referrals and they will give recommendations and that kind of thing, you know, to us, even though that was never the intention. So keep that in mind as well, that, you know,
everybody can give is a potential referral source, and understand that. The more you understand that, the better you'll be at business is whenever you realize that everybody is a potential referral source.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, some more notes that I had jotted down about this whole subject is homemade is fine. Like with that, you know, even the cookie trays. If you want to make your own cookies, let's say, you know, I mean, if you
give the recipe.
Yes, with the recipe. And, you know, and even if you have to like do a somewhat insincere not, I want to say my family has loved these Toll House cookies, or, you know, this is my grandma's recipe, and and realize that grandma was kind of a bitch and nobody really liked her anyway, but you can drag her into the story for the whole story thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to share these cookies with you for the joy of the holiday season, and from the Cajun soft wash from my Cajun soft wash family to yours, enjoy our family cookie recipe.
There you go. And the reason that I'm throwing out the recipe, just because I keep pushing it, right? The reason that I do is you can take those recipe cards and have your logo put on the recipe cards. And then you can even, there are apps out there that will hand write the recipes for you, right? So you can order these cards, these recipe cards that you attach to the cookie container, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's a consumable, right? They're going to eat the cookies, and then what do they have after that?
Yeah, they have the recipe.
They now have the recipe with your logo on.
Doug, I'm even sitting there thinking, think about the cookies in a jar. What if you did a spray wash logo? Because I've done this with jams and jellies. I used to do this whenever I gardened. I did this we used to make pepper jelly because I'm in the South. Peppers grow like freaking weeds here. That's the one thing. I mean, I've got a black thumb, but I can grow some freaking peppers, And we would make pepper jelly by the gallon. And I can't tell you how many times that Tanya and I made pepper jelly and put it up and put a spray wash logo with a little piece of calico, fabric on the top of the jar, spray wash pepper jelly. Give that out to people, and it's okay to do. And that was like a Christmas gift. That was just like a fun little, hey, we made some
time of the day, anytime of the year.
We had people loving it. Say, oh my God, that pepper jelly was so good. But think about this: you take a jar, take the quart jar, and put raw ingredients in there. Like, let's say you're doing a Toll House cookie kind of thing, right? Just hit me right now because I'm dealing with this all week. So we did, I love this about Michael. Tanya and I just did the same thing 2 weeks ago as well. And hell, we don't even own a company anymore and we still do it.
Absolutely.
But let's say you take a quart jar and you put a cookie recipe in there with the chocolate chips and the nuts and the sugar and everything. And then you put a recipe card on there that says add 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of oil, stir, bake it, blah, blah, blah. Enjoy our family recipe.
Yep.
What happens now, especially with people my age, because I didn't realize this because the world has now gone insane. But, Tanya tells me Sunday night, hey, by the way, we have Finn all week. And y'all saw, Finn here, earlier. We have Finn all week. And I was like, what do you mean we have Finn all week? No, Leon County schools are out literally all week for Thanksgiving. When I was a kid, I seem to remember getting out like Wednesday at noon or something for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then you had Thursday, Friday off. There are so many teacher planning days and so many, there are great. And then, my daughter, Brittany, she's a 29-year-old gal that is a single mom. She doesn't have she relies on us, to help watch Finn. There's a lot of grandparents out there, especially with these crazy, school projects that are, grandma, grandpa, can you watch, the kid for me? Yeah, absolutely. We can. So what happens on there is project manager brings this home to the wife, gives it. The wife is sitting there, and cooks the cookies with the grandson, granddaughter that they're watching, because they're home from school. Because have you kept a 5-year-old lately for any extended period of time? Holy shit.
Lots of sugar and everything.
You got to have stuff for them to do. You got to have projects on there. Hell, the project manager might not even like you, but the project manager's wife is going to be like, you saved my ass by bringing me that cookie package today because that's what we did.
Yeah. And like Michael was saying, I mean, I can tell you, I've traveled cross country, been at a restaurant and had police officers come in and sit down and still buy their meal, even though I know it's not going to benefit me in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
But that's not necessarily the point behind it, right? Yeah. And the more you do it, the more you get into that giving spirit. It's not even just about police officers and first responders, that kind of a thing. I mean, sometimes you see somebody and you know, hey, this person is really down on their luck. They've got, whatever issue it is. I'm not the guy that gives out to panhandlers. If you're on the side of the road asking for money, I'm not giving you anything.
No,
it's not me.
Keep on, wave your sign somewhere else because.
Yep, exactly. But if I see you in a grocery store or whatever, and it's obvious that you can't afford something and it's something that's needed, or just even Christmas time, something that, maybe the child wants, I may purchase it and wait for you and give it to you on the outside, not even knowing who you are. That's what we should be doing for each other.
I'll tell you what, if you've got a Vietnam veteran hat on or something like that, or Kuwait campaign, yeah, I'm out there. I'm buying your meal. I really am. So
absolutely. And Chicagoland just said it the best. Just be real. That's how you
exactly.
Be real with yourself. I mean, that's to me, that's what we're supposed to do.
Now,
to share and help each other.
One of the other thoughts that I wrote down here in the magic book of ideas is, you can customize whenever you're small, whenever your list is small, but that does get tougher whenever you start expanding your customer list and you get more than, whenever you're doing, 50 customers or something you're giving gifts to, 100 customers, it gets tough to customize. It gets tough to sit there and say that, Barbara likes Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which I can't even believe that right there. I hate Ben & Jerry's. I hate what their company stands for. I can't stand them. I can't even believe that popped into my mind, but that shows what brand awareness will do for you.
Absolutely.
Barbara likes Haagen-Dazs. I want to retract that about Ben & Jerry's because
it's Haagen-Dazs.
We used to do things like that. So we can't really customize it that much. I think last year we laughed about it because they were talking about when we sold our company, they were talking about, well, where's your advertising budget? Your advertising budget seems very, very low. And we laughed because we had like a $6,000 advertising budget last year on $1 million company. And believe it or not, I mean, $1,500 of that was for freaking bundt cakes at Christmas time. Exactly. And we went to the Nothing Bundt Cakes, the little places that makes the individual bundt cakes. And we had, we just did the dog up with them and we let them, we bought hundreds of little individual buntini cakes at $4 and $5, $6 a piece. And we went and passed those out, and that was another huge hit. People were just like, oh my God, thank you. And there were some offices that we were giving 20 and 30 to, and they loved it. So all of a sudden about the whole, I guess, giving, we struck a nerve because a bunch of stuff is coming in.
Yeah, I see that.
Buying off. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, we had a group of 3 highway patrol officers the other day, and we bought them all lunch, and I tell you, it was really cool. Awesome restaurant, in Tallahassee, kind of a country cooking place, and there were 3 highway patrol officers. And I was so impressed with the restaurant itself, and we gave a stupid high tip to the waitress because she came over and handed us the bill, and we're like, that seems low because there's 5 of us eating. There's 3 FHPs, and there's me and Tanya, and the bill was only like $35, $40. And we knew the buffets were, or not the buffets, but the lunch, were $10, $12 a piece. And she's like, oh, no. Law enforcement gets, all of our Leo customers get a 50% discount. And she only charged us the 50% discount, which we had no idea about, but she passed the 50% discount on to us, which God bless you for your honesty, because she could have sat there and said, charge us $10 for your meal. So yeah.
I did that once on accident. I didn't mean to, but there was a police officer getting something at McDonald's. He was getting like a coffee or something like that. And so I walked up and I pulled out my wallet and I literally shoved him to the side. I got in his way because I thought he was pulling out his wallet, and I kind of nudged him. I said, your money's no good, here. And I pulled out my card, and the lady looks at me like I'm stupid. She goes, "You realize uniform officers get their stuff for free here?" And I'm like, I looked at him. I said, "I still get brownie points, right?" I mean, because I didn't know that.
Soft wash.
Yeah. But look, even one of the other things that we've done in the past as Cajun Soft Wash. I mean, we were at a matter of fact, I remember which building it was, Luba, the workers' comp building here in Baton Rouge, and there were I'm not really sure what the deal was, but it was police officers loading a transport truck with vehicles. Okay, I'm not really sure what the issue was or what the deal was. Don't really care. But they had several police officers around, and they're loading these vehicles onto this car carrier, and they were working their butts off, and you could tell there was some sort of urgency and everything. And so we watched them, and it's hot and sweaty and all that. And so I'm just like, I told the guys, I said, "Hey, grab, because we bring all these waters to the job site." I said, "Let's grab some waters. Let's take them over there and give it to them," because they were obviously, working hard, and something was going on. And so, and they're all like, yeah. And they took them, they were chugging them down and all that. You don't think that they remember our company? And that wasn't the point. But the fact of the matter is, they're remembering our company after something.
I mean, you know what? Any of this that we talk about, any of the giving, you wanted, I don't want to say, the marketing I'm doing. Yeah, I want you to remember my shit.
Yeah,
I'm doing this for the business.
That's different than the giving.
Now, this is different than just the giving. And whenever we give to people, it's you do the giving for the free heart. And you know what? And I'll tell you what, Manuel just made the comment up there, and I've gone. Mine won't. Here it is. Family don't know came to our house, brought us dinner stuff for Thanksgiving. Blessed. God is good. Amen. You know what? And as much as you feel good about it, I guarantee you the person that did that feels just as
even
good.
better. Yeah.
Mitch is talking smack about getting to take 3 girls home from Hooters, and he said he lies about the last part, but and I agree. Michael, I'm with you right there too. Yes, sir. And anybody, if you're involved in masonry, you'll understand that. And it's part of the giving is and we're charged with that from think about, I don't mean to get all serious and stuff, but even as Christians, one of the things at which I am a Christian, and I won't say I'm the best Christian in the world. I'm going to be one of those, not the gates flung open and say, "Noble servant, come on in."
They were like, "Yeah,
raise here."
Yes, we kind of have to let you in, though we don't
use the side entrance.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're supposed to take care of those. We're supposed to, we're supposed to take care of those. That's part of the tenet of the church is giving. It's what we should do.
I think it's one of those things where when guys like you and I go to the pearly gates, it's going to be like
I said,
come on in.
Side entrance over there. Don't let me. Yeah.
If you don't mind, just at least take your shoes off when you come in, because
and you smell like bleach.
We know where you've been.
How true. Oh well, Doug,
but and this isn't meant to be a religious conversation, but sometimes those that spout off the most are the worst, and that's one of the things that you very rarely see us talking about our faith and these sorts of things. I guess maybe we mention it every now and then, but it's not. I don't know where I'm going with this. How about we just back out?
How about this? I think a lot of times, people by their faith, people by their faith, by their actions, not by their words. And at the same time, I know some of the best people I know too aren't necessarily Christians either. And they have absolutely, so that's not a qualifier there as well. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So anyhow, part of the point of this whole thing today is about giving gifts, and you absolutely do not have to spend boatloads of money on the gifts. That's not what it's about. and doing personal homemade things. Oh, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is, again, it goes back to that whole barter situation. Sometimes I've got a really, and this doesn't have to be just this time of year. It can be any time of year. One of my great clients, and actually, I mean, all we did for her was a roof cleaning and a house wash. She's just a residential client, no big deal, right? But the referrals, we always ask when we answer the phone, Cajun Soft Wash, how did you hear about us? And I kept this lady's name is different. Okay. It's just different. And I kept hearing that name over and over and over and over and over again. And I mean, I could keep on going because it was just so much over the top. That lady ended up getting, I think, 2 or 3 different massages. So what I would do is I would work out a trade with somebody else, a massage parlor, a fishing charter, a whatever. So you can even do that during the Christmas season to say, hey, you're a printing company and, the outside of your building needs to be cleaned. How about, printing up a bunch of shirts for us? How about this? How about that? Work out trades that you can then give away as your gifts. And again, I use the massage parlor a lot for that sort of thing. That always sounds bad. I use the massage parlor, but
yeah, it really does. It sounds. And Tommy's busting my chops here. We'll talk, Tommy. We'll talk. You've been a good friend. That's funny. So you keep on bringing up the massage parlor thing. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
I'm actually still in pain. Tanya scheduled me a massage. I think it was Saturday, and there's this little Oriental guy that I go to who's like 5'2" and complete like spring steel, rawhide, like wedge of muscle. And I had him walking on my back, and I'm supposed to go there and see him about once a month. And I've been so busy during this merger. It's been a solid 6-7 months since I've been in there to see him. And so I've got the guy walking on my back, and he's like, no knots. You don't have knots this time. Your whole back solid tight. And I'm just like, yeah, I can feel this on you. Ouch. Yes, you hurt me. Yeah. PWP is talking about, but a barter deal in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
100%. I mean, we've had some amazing barters that we've done. I'll tell you something else, guys. You do barters the right way, they're not taxable either as income. Barter is amazing.
We got to come up with a way to make fun of pressure washing punk on these things.
How do you make fun of it?
I don't know.
You don't know. I mean,
how so pressure washing punks, you got to tell us how to parody you, because I'm not really sure how we would accomplish that.
We don't know who he is.
Exactly. That's the problem.
People, it's funny because both Bobby Walker and I have talked. And Bobby's like, everybody thinks that it's him. And then Bobby's calling me up going, is that you? And I'm like, no, it's not me. I'm glad to see him interacting with us, so that people realize it's not me. And
it's not us. I don't know who it
really is. I don't have his editing skills.
There's
I have his same smarmy, snarky disposition towards the people that he parodies, but yeah. I don't.
Well, and he's right. I mean, that's
that's what makes it's kind of hard to argue with the truth, isn't it? I want to say, the one thing that I want to see with him is I messaged the other day, and I want to see Vince. Remember Vince from Slap Chop? Remember Vince, the guy that the one who got busted for the hookers? Oh my God, the ShamWow guy.
The ShamWow guy.
And then he did the Slap Chop, and he goes, and everybody loves my nuts. Because he's doing the slap chop with his, cutting up nuts there. Everybody loves my nuts. He needs to have that. So in there, I think, and there was somebody that he needs to. I've got a list of people that he really needs to look at that are hawking crap.
All right, if I can let you in on a secret, PWP, I know who you are. Just so you know.
And you haven't even told me, so.
I haven't.
All right, so here
you're over here, Ray. Just so you know, listen, I don't actually know. I'm doing reverse psychology. Don't tell him. But I know who you are.
We PWP is.
Yeah,
Then there again, would it not be interesting if it wasn't just the same guys that he's actually parodying just to make more? Oh, see, there you go.
That would be bad.
See, there you go. Maybe we're actually talking to Mike Vadan.
No, that would
and
be bad.
Cody
That would be bad.
and Justin and who's the other? Aaron out there.
That would be so good being so bad. Yeah.
If you were truly like the evil genius, would you not make fun of yourself to make people watch you?
Absolutely.
Wow.
You're right. Oh, that's
all
bad.
Right. So Righteous. I was always a house call pro guy. That was the one that was our thing when we moved out of QuickBooks, which we still kept QuickBooks, but then we actually wanted something that went the next level up to us to go out and contact and scheduling and all that mess. You know, we looked at everything. All Pro worked for us. There's
Righteous
different ones out there. House Call Pro worked for us.
I will tell you, I'm really not the guy to answer that question correctly because I mean, I use QuickBooks. I'll tell you, I tried several different services, and I was never quite happy. I was happy with a lot of the things that they offered within the platform. Let me go that direction. But what I wasn't happy with is how my proposals came out. I'm very much so into package pricing, so A, B, and C, and I wanted to be able to offer those packages. And even what is it? Customer Factor came out with the big proposal or the big deal or whatever it was. I couldn't get any of those to work the way I wanted and to make it fit my style. So I preferred to keep my way. And then I hired a new office manager, and you know he's like, "Look, dude,
Doug, hold on, I gotta stop you here at one thing." And PWP, can I add in something else? Or successful at pressure washing either, because that's the one thing that we all know is that what they're sitting out there talking about is all just literally a bunch of bullshit out there. I'm sorry, Doug. Please.
No, that's right.
I had to.
But when you did that whole thing, it made me think that you have an apology that you should.
Oh my God! Oh, I did. Oh, I got to go there. Yeah, that's right.
Look, I got to give the disclaimer that I don't care.
Yeah. I you know what? I'm not going to do it because I'm already.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. No,
well, that's the reason I brought it up, you know.
That's what brought it up last time that I got in trouble for.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get you in trouble. That way, you get thrown in jail and
yeah, I mean, and again, that's one of the things that, and don't keep in mind, I mean, Doug and I, we're like, Bobby, we're like Jason, we have an end product we're selling. It's not our livelihood by any means whatsoever. I mean, Doug and I have already retired. I'm trying to start my, power wash store. And the only reason I haven't is because of location. Doug owns a location. Again, Doug's got things. I've got things. We're working on it. But we've never actually made the majority of our living from selling shit to power washers out there. We have been very successful at power washing businesses and have shared stuff. And in fact, really and truly, our education has suffered because of our success, and we're actually busy out there. We're not just sitting here behind a computer and going, hey, buy my shit, kind of, I dare say that.
I would go out on a limb to say if we wanted to, Ray, we could simply take advantage of where we're at, and we could ramp up everything that we do, and we could make money off of the backs of contractors. But that's never been our goal. That's never been our desire.
I mean, we don't have we've never tried to go after the YouTube fame. We've never had, anything like that. But I do have, that's one of the reasons that, and I don't want to, granted, I'm not as like PWP, you and I
think we're losing them.
These guys are frauds. These
Is
guys
anybody
are
else getting Ray? Look like he's all gone.
In your face with it. But you know, I don't disagree with what he says, and I think there's a lot of those guys that are extremely fraudulent about what they're saying out there. You know, the whole $100,000 gold circle medallion, awesomeness, platinum circle of fire thing. $100,000 is a wonderful goal to me, but that should not be an end goal, because with your rig, with you as a single owner operator with your rig, you should be booking that thing out at $200,000 a year. Please understand.
Yeah, even if it's just you, and even if you don't want to get any bigger than that,
yeah.
right?
And
you can still.
what,
I mean,
that's an amazing. I'll tell you what. You're going out there as an owner operator. You are working out of your garage, your house, and you're doing $200,000 a year. You realize you're keeping about $120,000, $140,000 of that a year. You're doing pretty damn good. You know,
yeah, your profit margin should be close to 75% as a single owner operator.
It's what I love about this business, because there is no rule book. There is no guidebook that says, oh, you got to do it this way. You got to do it this way. You can be like Doug. You can be like me. I mean, I was bigger than Doug. Okay. Not by much. I mean, I think I had one more truck than you or something on the road. You know, you can be a single owner operator. You can still be successful at it. It's what I love about this business. There's nothing that's saying you got to do this, you got to do that. But I will say this, if you want to run the long end game on it, if you guys want to actually have a saleable commodity at the end of the day, to where, like both happened to Doug and I, where we said, you know what, it's time to put more emphasis on the Spray Wash Pro and the Spray Wash Academy. We want to sell this asset that's worth 6 to 7 figures. We can do it. If you are the owner operator, that is going through helpers, just turning and churning and burning, and you're on the truck every day, understand you don't have that sellable of a commodity.
I'll say this, Ray. I actually think you're wrong in that number a little bit, because when I sold, I had 5 trucks, but I think I was doing about $200,000 less than you per year. You were more, you have more of the bigger commercial than I had. So, and this is a great pitch for doing larger commercial jobs, right? So, because I think at the time you had 4 trucks, I had 5, but you were doing almost $200,000 more than I was every year. So that's a testament to the commercial work, to believe it or not.
It really is. So I'm a huge, you know what a huge fan I am of the, and again, a lot of that's market centric too. Hold on. Might be able
to back to gifts, guys.
Send Jim and automatic gifts from CRM software, birthday cards, Xmas. You know, I had the Sim Gem. I've sent a couple of things from it. Sure. I mean, I know we even did a thing with Spray Wash Academy, and there was a special for Spray Wash Pro members. I don't know if it's still out there, but
the way I look at this is very simply that I'm betting Ray is in the same boat that I am. We're old school. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not really into having things sent, because Send Jim sends out the little cookies or whatever. And I agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a great platform. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Doug, yeah. Here, this is your, I'm sorry, this is yours. Take this. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, bingo. Yeah, that would be so cool if you actually had.
If you could actually do that, we have to do that. We'll have one and we'll swap it out. But I'm old school, so I like to hand deliver and hand give and hand do, and I think that there's much more validity in your gift at that point. You know,
I agree.
It becomes a personal thing.
Doing a little touch for someone, you've got the credits on there. It's not costing you an arm and a leg. By all means, do it. You know. So,
but what Chicagoland says, do whatever your comfort level is. If you're more comfortable sending a gift, by all means do that. If you're more comfortable hand delivering it, by all means do that.
So Midwest, I'd love to have a talk with you about this. And yeah, you could write 70 tickets because of the truck and trailer, 100%, you know? And I mean, you know, one of the things that people do not realize, do not talk about, we don't discuss a lot is the DOT's, MOTs, the materials of trade. Materials of trade say you can carry 8 gallons of a class 3
We're about to get on a long conversation.
material. 8 gallons. You realize that literally, legally, you can carry 8 gallons of SH.
No more.
Prove me wrong. I want, please, God, email me. BurkeRay@mac.com, BURKERAY@MAC.com, or Ray@spray-wash.com, or Doug@spraywashacademy.com. Email me an exception to that rule, but look up DOT materials of trade. Tell me where the exemption for
No exemption
pressure
exists.
washing companies are.
Yep. Ray has been digging in deep to that, by the way.
I've been going
deep.
very deep into this. Cosmic is saying he wants 4 more trucks. You know what? That should put you up there at an $800,000 to $1 million company.
Yeah, that should.
Your goal should be.
Well, he's saying, well, yeah, 4 or more. That should put you. You should bank on at least 250,000 or right around 250 grand a year per truck.
I'm still a booster pump guy. Righteous. I'm still a booster pump guy. Doug,
100%.
are you a booster 12 or which one are you?
Well, I have boosters. Well, I don't have anything. And I know Scott's on here, so he's going to make fun of me if I say that I have something. Yeah. So, yeah, booster pumps and 12 volts. The only reason for that is because the booster pumps put out too much pressure, too much volume for residential roof cleaning in what I like to do and what my guys like to do. So. Is liquor an appropriate gift?
Here.
Absolutely.
Anthony Johnson, is liquor an appropriate gift? That depends upon your investigative skills right there. That's the best way I can say that, because you know what? You will have some companies you will offend the shit out of if you do that. 100%. You'll have other companies like me personally that'll love you.
Look, if there's a question about the gift of alcohol, send some to us and we will evaluate it for you. No, seriously, Mitch, you can offend.
I want to say this though. Mitch, look up Department of Transportation Materials of Trade exemption.
Materials of Trade, MOT.
Email me.
It is. Every single one of us is breaking the rules, breaking the law, and we just don't realize it.
We really are. So here's another great one. And that might be the actual exemption right there. So I don't know who said that, but yeah. Bingo. Midwest understands his stuff.
Yeah.
This particular charity they feel a special connection to, indeed. Yep, there you go. I like it.
Yeah.
If you carry a Class A, I check that. I really would. I'm not trying to want to, yeah. It does help there. I mean, it's a horrible, ugly discussion to have, and I don't want to sit there and say that basically we're all breaking the law, but from what I
breaking the law,
we're all breaking the law. Unless you have
and here's the problem: there are so many laws on the books that there's no way that we could know them all.
But then, if you're considering yourself a transport company, you can't spray off the truck. And I'm not going to do number 4 because Doug will make fun of me.
I'm going to make fun of you not only because of the way you count to 5. Say the word municipal.
Municipal.
Say it again.
Municipal. Municipal. Am I adding an extra N in there?
Never mind.
Municipal.
You've always said it municipal.
Municipal. What?
Yeah.
Damn it! Stop messing with me. Oh, so now somebody is sitting here putting. Somebody went and copied and pasted stuff here. When transported by a motor vehicle in conformance with this section, a material of trade is not subject to any other requirements of this subchapter besides those set forth in reference materials and amounts. And materials of trade is limited to the following. But so it cut off there. But what it does for bleach is actually say 8 gallons, or not bleach, but SH is 8 gallons. And you're absolutely right. Iowa Station and an SDS book. Oh, and somebody's old school. He's going MDSS.
Yeah. SDS and MSDS. MDMS. No.
Manuel, we
MSDS.
appreciate your membership, by the way. Thank you so much. We know you're a pro member, and thank you for watching and tuning in to us. We thank you.
Definitely. Yeah, we are an hour and a half into it, Ray.
Yeah, we are. Oh, God. No, about half.
I was supposed to watch that interview this evening, and I didn't, kind of a thing, but I knew we were doing this, so.
Like I said, I got to hang out with Finn today all day because of surprise. There's no school. Said hence make cookies. Literally, you realize that you're about to come up to a 2-week period in December where the grandparents are going to have custody of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And more shots. All you have to do is go back and look at the other stuff, the older vids, PWP, because I tend to get shitty on these things.
Just so you know, PWP,
I literally had
don't
to
ever
Uber.
make fun of me with anything other than a bottle of Jack Daniels, because that's not.
I have had to Uber from my office to the house after these things, and I only live like 4 miles from my office, but
that's virtually the only time I drink nowadays.
And Midwest, please do. If we're not friends on Facebook, look me up, Raymond Burke, RAMON. It's I don't spelled funny. My parents thought we were Hispanic. But friend me and please and I'd love to get up and discuss these, because I literally spent the last 2 weeks under contract for the purchasing company and me trying to find a way. I don't want to say around, but to get some legality in this.
Is that your parents were doing something different, or was it that they were trying to be realistic? And I'll say that because my daughter's name is Sarah, and we specifically spelled it Sarrah. So she's one of the only people that she knows with 2 R's, but that's what sounds correct. Okay. So we did it according to what sounds correct. And we did it for other reasons, but
it's funny because my dad's name, my father was Carroll Ray Burke. Everybody called him Ray. My dad did not want me to be called Junior or Ray, so they named me Raymond with no Y in it. And then about the time that I turned 14 years old, everybody called me Ray. Because part of the reason, because they spelled it wrong. I would have been happy being a Raymond, but every time I had a substitute teacher in school, it'd be like, Ramon, where is Ramon? And they're looking for like a little Hispanic guy. And I'm going, see, here, sir. See. Thank you, sir.
Muy bueno.
Buenos días. Hola. Yeah. So, and you know what, Stephen, I have not,
Ray and I talked about this, by the way.
I've been stopped by DOT guys. I've been stopped with DOT guys with 200-gallon tank. You know my old flatbed. No, they've never said anything. And people, and am I going to sit there while I'm actually being stopped and going, hey, what do you think about this right here?
Yeah, that's not happening anytime in the near future.
I'm not going to, And literally Tim and I were together in Panama City on 231 and got stopped by an FHP officer. And we were laughing with him. And he's like, yeah, I was one of the DOT guys that got pulled over and made FHP. I'm all about the rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote us a citation for not having reflective triangles, even though we had 8 cones on the truck. But he's like, no, they're not reflective. And he gave us a warning for that. He was kind of a wonk about it. And we had 30 gallons of SH in a mixed tank that we didn't use, a 150-gallon mixed tank. He never said anything. So,
Righteous is asking, hey, Ray, one more
problem?
question.
I mean, I
Have
don't
you
know.
ever had an issue using SH on awnings? Something I want to get into.
No,
I have.
I
I
have.
think you need to be really careful with the stitching. The stitching is the most important
Stitching,
part.
you've got to rinse, and also how old
Pre-wet
are
and
they?
rinse. Because a lot of times the awnings are color fast, but the stitching is not. And the
Stitching's cotton.
eaten up
Yep.
very quickly with your bleach. So pre-wet the stitching and make sure you rinse it thoroughly. That's going to be my biggest tip for you on that.
Oh, somebody's been watching my trampoline shows. But
Trampoline for TJ. Happy birthday, TJ, if you're out there.
We have videos in Spray Wash Pro about doing awnings, don't we? If you've
We
not
do.
been to the Spray Wash Pro site, spraywashpro.com, and go in there, we actually have a video, about a 10-minute video of us washing awnings and the proper way to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got several videos out there on awnings as well. And yeah, Chicagoland is correct. It depends on the age of the awning.
Yep, I only gave him the tip. I'm not going to sit there and go, hey, why aren't you writing me a ticket for this? But no, the MOT is very much a very confusing regulation to me. It's a very confusing regulation to a lot of people.
And I think that's really the reason that people don't get ticketed for the most part. And this is going to be one of my reasons for just comply, be nice, you know, because I'm going to tell you what, if you get pulled over just because it's time to get pulled over for no real reason, you weren't speeding, you weren't doing anything, and you get out the truck and you're like, hey, MFer, what are you pulling me over for?
Yeah.
Well, I guarantee materials of trade might just happen to come up at that given point in time. If you sit calmly in your truck and he comes up and you say, hey, officer, how's your day today? Here's my license, registration, and anything else I can do for you. Would you like my firstborn?
Would you like my medical? Would you like my medical since I'm driving a truck? Yep. Since I'm driving a truck over 12,500 pounds, would you like my medical certificate?
Yeah.
There you go. This is where the people don't understand. There's actually, this is one of the things that pisses me off so much about the guys in PWP. If you're listening still, they don't understand the rules, the laws, any of this, and they make it sound, you know, let's go out and sell $35,000 trailers and carry around what a 500-gallon water tank, and let's get our freaking vehicles over
that's not even about the rules and the laws, Ray. That's just about common sense.
But no, I mean, you get yourselves into a point where you need to have your DOT medical, and you need to be like pulling DOT numbers on the side of your trucks. It really is, Doug. I mean, it's disgusting, and people need to understand what's DOT required and what's not. And understand, I mean, I get it. If you're in Hogs Knuckle, Alabama, or freaking Pig Snout, Georgia, and you're never going to get on an interstate, you can sell this shit all the time. And hey, look at my AR-60 gas pump, and we build these nice little rigs, and I'm putting an 800-gallon tank on this here trailer, and it nice. But guess what, dipshit? That trailer is literally putting you over a freaking DOT regulation where you will not pass a weigh station whenever you go from state to state.
Ray, how can you do that so well and have all your teeth at the same time?
They need a DOT number, or they need a DOT medical certification. And at some point, these guys are going to get pulled over and they're going to get fucked.
Did you hear what I said, Ray Ray?
Now what?
You do that very well for somebody that has all their front teeth.
Oh goodness.
You wonder, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe you're backwoods and we don't know.
Getting your brakes for your previous signal, having your lights on when your windshield wipers on, it's illegal, but all depends on priority. 100%, you know, or running your hazards whenever it's raining kind of thing. Yeah, I got you. Cost of a spray wash pro. Doug, what is it? I have no idea. Honestly, and I'm not being coy. I don't know.
So to become a Spray Wash Pro member is $4.99, or you
Go to
can do the monthly thing, which is $49. It's $199 and $49 a month. So your choice on. So if you do the $99 up front, $49 a month, or you can do the $4.99 for the entire year, because of the way it comes out to $588.
So you know what, and you know what, and I'll tell you what, and so you know, some people know this. We were involved. My company was involved in a wreck, and you're right. You know what? But first thing, the guys, first one of the first calls I got was, "Where is the SDS folder at?" It was a rollover accident, and yeah, the emergency.
They wanted to know.
They want to know where the hell was it, and I said it was in the door, you know, the driver's door. And you're right, they do look for that.
And this is why, I mean, I know we're way off topic here, but it's one of the reasons to keep records and keep track of what you do maintenance wise,
and photographs and
photographs, all of that. Very important stuff.
Oh, you're right. Tommy's bringing this up. Just like the Savannah guy going on property, they don't want to bother with laws. You literally had the guy. I mean, at PWP, you realize this, what they're saying about Savannah. Homeboy had a video out there going, "Oh, this is a vacant building. This is a vacant building. I'm just going to sit here and watch it." And he's going up there looking at it. Well, maybe it's not vacant. There's furniture in here, but I pass by it all the time and it's dirty. I'm just going to go ahead and spray wash this to test out these formulas. Moron, that's criminal trespass is what that is. Criminal trespass. Dumbass. I'm sorry. You're literally encouraging people to go on to abandoned properties and spray bleach on them. You literally could have been arrested at any. You're either lying or you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
What?
Which one?
You're either lying or you're an idiot. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. We've had the discussions in the past about going and cleaning spots on properties, if you would, and cleaning those spots could be considered trespass and vandalism. You know, because you're not supposed to be there. You don't have any reason or right to be there.
We used to go and spray. We used to go and throw bleach balls up on people's roof to show them how it would clean. Really?
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah. Doug, hold on one sec. Oh, God, keep talking. Oh, this is how you know you're old. Oh, fuck.
It's how you know when you're getting fat, old, and ugly. That would be Ray Ray. Anyhow, I still can't believe you got your Christmas tree up already. And, well, not that you have.
Hold on. No.
But that you haven't turned on. Okay, you're going to say it's not you, that it's Tanya that's
don't have shit up. We don't have a damn thing up.
Your wife
Tanya
does.
has stuff up. My amazing wife.
What did I tell everybody? I said Ray is going to say it's his wife that did it. That's what we do.
To you.
Secretly, that Ray wants to have his Christmas tree lights up. It's just
no shit. Right here, exactly. I have fallen and I can't get up. That's damn sure it is. That is my life right now.
He sounds retired, Doug. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I got to tell you that I don't like retired life, but I love retired life at the same time.
Doug, I am the same way. I came home from Jacksonville. So my contract officially ended November 4th. But then I spent 2 weeks in Jacksonville from Monday through Thursday, last week and the week before and last week. And I'm just being an efficiency coach and helping their guys like get on like a little, because face it, whenever you're doing, I mean, understand the company that bought me now, we're doing between all of our units, we're doing that's 3 units, $1.25 million a month. So if we can go and increase efficiency by 10%, it's kind of a big fucking deal right there. I mean, think about that. So they've had me now on contract and I'm going over weekly, but I told them I want all of December off and I want Thanksgiving off. So God has graced us again. Which I swear that was Bobby Walker, but
it's
Bobby
gotta
Walker
be Bobby,
not,
right?
It's gotta be. So
Yeah. That's funny.
But
hey, look,
now,
you know what?
So keep in mind, hold on. So for last weekend and this past weekend, I've been off. So actually last Friday, they tasked me with, I needed to build them something. So I went to the office last Friday, but I was off last weekend. Then this past weekend, I've been off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today I watched Finn. I love watching Finn, but I feel so useless that I'm not out managing crews, I feel just, I love that I'm able to be around my house and hang out with my wife, but in some ways I feel lost. Like I need to be either
doing
selling equipment or something. I feel so effed up. Yeah. Oh God.
So Ray, let me ask you a question. We got to try to figure this out. So who is it that has a good sense of humor in this industry that would be along that line?
Oh my God.
That's good. I like that comment.
Bobby's ego is a little too big to be God,
Yeah, that's true. If you think about it, it's true.
I'm actually laughing. I'm noticing now I've got this big white spot here, kind of like Bobby has the white spot there that looks like he's been doing gaggers of cocaine like all the time if he doesn't dye it back. But now I'm getting this odd.
Look, hey, I gotta tell you, Stephen, I am so with you on this. No. You can't. Are we pushing the same thing?
Yes,
you're absolutely right. I told Ray that. I told him that
6 months ago. I could have had that built done,
dude. He would be built by now.
Yep,
absolutely. Nobody wants to listen to us smart guys.
And literally, the sad part is there's an acre. Like I could drive my golf cart to it from my house. It would be off. I've got tanker service. I might go and revisit that tomorrow. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That wasn't a bad location. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad setup. I think yeah, I
sent you the plans, didn't I?
Yeah.
I would have to go 2 stories on there to have our training room, and offices above that.
But that's not that hard to do in a metal building.
What?
Uh-oh. Busted.
Oh, I just got in trouble.
Did you get in trouble?
Oh, look at that. Y'all want to see here? Y'all want to see? They're sitting there fussing. Oh no. Y'all going to fuss at me.
Well, you didn't even bring it all the way around. We didn't get to see. Is it Britt?
I can't go to the rim there. You'll be fussing at me.
That's all right.
All right. Oh, and you'll come anonymously, whatever. I know.
So pressure washing punks is going to show up with a mask on and then goggles. So you're not going to be able to tell who he is. Might even be a she.
What else is it hard to do in a metal building? Hold on. I want to know what else isn't hard to do in a metal building. So here's a funny story. Stephen Michael Harp, who owns Waterworks here in Tallahassee, absolutely fantastic company, by the way. One of my competitors, and good. He's one of the good guys. So Stephen, his shop, I own the first time that I moved out of my house, I got a duplex shop. I was in one side of the duplex, and Stephen is in the other side of the duplex now, whenever he just went and got his shop. So
Not now, though.
no, he is now. Yeah. I mean, not now. That was my first shop that I had. That was one of the, I always said that was the seminal moments in our business. There was one, hiring my wife, getting Tanya to come to work for me, pursuing commercial business, and then actually moving and getting an office and getting off the truck. Sorry.
Pivotal moments are definitely when I bought my building.
Those are the four.
When I bought my building and then hiring a good office manager are pivotal moments in my business. That, and you know what? I think one of the most pivotal moments, though, is centered around Tim Hazelton. So the buying of the booster pumps and the
proportioner, you think that was seminal?
Game changers.
Jeez.
Made so.
Oh, God said we can cook meth in there. So
there you go. Shake and bake, baby. Stephen Michael says second shop.
That's right. No, he's his third, because they keep upgrading. Because he did have one. He had whatever on Wood Lane Circle, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, he gets advertising for me. Nice. Very good.
You get the spray wash stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, mine always complained about that too. So yeah, apparently I'm loud enough that
I love Josh, by the way.
Drinking now because they're all complaining about me here in the house. This is why I like to do this from my office.
Yeah. My office manager said that the owner keeps grabbing her butt. Tell her she ought to sue. I mean, that's sexual harassment.
God, Stephen, maybe I ought to get the site next door to you, and open the power wash store there. You would hate them.
I'm actually really happy to see where Josh has grown and gone, and
Josh is awesome.
Him and a lot of other guys that I'm just.
I love his marketing. I love his rigs.
Mm-hmm.
She can make dozens of dollars.
There you go. Yeah, actually Josh's rig is it's an old, what is it, a True Green truck? And I looked at those before.
We have two of them now.
You know what? I can't fit everything I want inside there. And then here Josh comes along and proves me wrong. That's why I don't like him. But yeah, it's a cool little truck.
So now that I can't officially wash anything for 3 years, I'll just come over and I was like, "Hey, Stephen, can we borrow your rig? Because I need to teach all your competition how to wash stuff."
Yeah. Well, for those of you that know, I mean, especially once Ray opens up his power wash store, there will be a lot more videos, I think, coming out on just different things, because we'll have the equipment to do that with. Right now, I don't own any equipment. Ray doesn't own any equipment. So makes it difficult to do anything when you don't own any equipment.
Highly recommend.
Gold label, baby.
Right. Johnny,
I quit. I quit for the night, because if I don't, it's one of them things.
That's the only way I can sleep anymore. I have to really drink myself to sleep.
You do a fine job of that, by the way.
Thank you. All right. So everybody has wasted almost 2 hours of their valuable time, and we have got to get off of here.
Absolutely.
People have once again watched me drink half of a fifth.
Oh, yeah, wait until you turn away.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, by the way.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Of this. We appreciate you all for watching us.
Merry Christmas.
We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate if you're a member of Spray Wash Pro, we so appreciate that. If you would like to know more about Spray Wash Pro, go to www.spraywashpro.com. We appreciate you. That's
very much so.
And you know what? If you're not a member, we're still here to help. So, and You know what? Blow me, PWP, blow me. How many sleeps till Christmas?
At
6.
least 3.
6 sleeps.
I think there's 3.
No.
3 good sleeps until Christmas.
You know what? I'll tell you what. We know it was never, ever, ever a waste because you will pick up some little nugget of bullshit from us at some point.
Yeah,
you know what? What was it? What was it? Ricky Bobby said, we basically piss excellence here. And yeah.
So along that lines, now that we're off the air,
we're not.
What if I skip the Power Wash Store event and I go play poker?
We're not off the air.
Oh, oops.
We're not off the air yet. We're not. I said we were still saying our buys.
Yeah, I know.
But if you got to, no, fuck you. Go ahead. Go on. Good night, y'all. See you. By the way, now Doug and I are going to sit here and have a discussion.
I got it right. It's over there. It's always the opposite of what it is on the screen.
Yes.
I've learned that. If you're on that side of the screen, I point that way. If you're on that side of the screen,
we're still live. We forgot to mention the whole PWS thing.
Oh, yeah.
January
10th and 11th.
January 10th and 11th. PowerWashStore.com. Go register. Be there. See ya.
Profit first.
Mike Michalowicz, guy who wrote. And I can't get up. That's the sad part is I literally have to sit here for the rest of the night until I pass out because my hips don't work anymore.
No, you just roll over. You fall over and then you roll over.
Sucks.
Remember we talked about this?
I hate getting old. I hate it. All right. Well, Wes, good night.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you guys. We're actually
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, God. Oh, in broadcast. Yes.